Jesus was born into the world quietly, not in a palace, but in a borrowed shelter, laid in a manger among animals. From his first breath, his life was touched by hardship. Though he was the Son of God, he came as the poorest of children, wrapped in simple cloth, dependent on the care of Mary and Joseph. Not long after his birth, danger followed him. A king feared the child and sought his life. Joseph took Mary and the infant Jesus and fled in the night to a foreign land. Jesus grew first as a refugee, far from home, before he could even speak. When it was safe to return, they settled in Nazareth, a small and overlooked town. People would later say, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" Jesus grew up as a carpenter's son. His hands learned splinters and calluses before they ever healed the sick. He knew hunger, tiredness, and the weight of daily labor. He watched his mother worry, his family struggle, and he lived among people who were oppressed, taxed, and often forgotten. Though he was full of wisdom, he was not treated as special. He obeyed his parents and lived quietly, unseen by the world. As he grew, Jesus also grew in understanding and in sorrow. He saw injustice and cruelty. He felt grief when people suffered and anger when God's house was misused. He was misunderstood even by those closest to him when he began to teach. Many rejected him. Friends doubted him. His hometown turned against him. Religious leaders accused him. Some called him a liar, others a threat, others a madman. Jesus suffered temptation in the wilderness, hunger in his body, and loneliness in his spirit. He had no home of his own and said, "The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." He loved deeply, yet was betrayed. He healed the sick, yet was accused of working against God. He raised the broken, yet was hunted by those in power. In the end, the suffering he had known all his life led him to the cross. He was mocked, beaten, and nailed like a criminal, though he had committed no sin. He carried not only the weight of the wood, but the weight of the world's pain. Even then, he forgave. Even then, he loved. Jesus suffered not because he was weak, but because he chose to enter human pain fully, so no sorrow would ever be faced alone. His life showed that God understands suffering from the inside, from birth to death. And though his story includes great pain, it does not end there. Out of suffering came resurrection. Out of sorrow came hope. And through his wounds, the world was healed.